everybody, it's Cindy Matalucci, your host of The Pulse and Live with Cindy. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We love to spend this half an hour with you, bringing you amazing content, local stories, inspiring stories, telling you about events that you need to get to, and we just love having you. So remember, if you have a story for us or you want to be featured on the show, hit us up on social media at The Pulse SD or thepulsesd.com and find out how to be featured. Before we get started today, I want to thank our sponsors. We love our sponsors. I want to start out thanking Windus Fernandez Brinkhord from Trilogy Financial Services. For all your financial needs, Windus and her team have got you covered. She's my financial planner. We love her. She's an amazing resource. And also, of course, we don't do anything without coffee. First we have coffee, then we do the things. So we want to thank Coffee Ambassador. They've been our sponsor. They give us coffee for our guests and our staff. They do coffee delivery right. They've been in business here in San Diego over 50 years. So thank you guys so much. We love our sponsors. Okay, you guys, you know how much I feel passionate about women and women's empowerment and powerful women. So today on the show, we have two amazing local organizations that do so much for our community. I want to welcome Tanya Mantooth, CEO and Artistic Director of the San Diego International Film Festival.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, and then you brought Felicia Shaw with you
did.
today. She is the Executive Director of the Women's Museum of California. How are you?
I'm feeling great. Glad to be here.
We're so excited to have you guys. Well, first of all, Tanya, we have you every year because we get so excited about the festival. It's literally one of our favorite things to cover. It's such a fabulous event. So I want to say congrats because we're really back to in person again.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Now we're going to be able to bring the events back, some of the parties back, and the big experience. So really thrilled.
And it's 21 years.
Yep, 21 years.
And it's still going, but every single time you really take it up to the next level. So I love everything that you're doing. So you just announced the blueprint for the festival. I want to talk a little bit about some things that you're doing, and then I want to dive into the partnership between these two fabulous organizations. So with the blueprint, right, we are going to have the Night of the Stars is back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be back. We are going to have premieres, receptions. We're going to have the Culinary Cinema. And then you're also going to still have virtual as well.
Yeah, for those that don't feel comfortable coming out, or we've actually built a big audience outside of San Diego. So now they can still watch, but for so many people, everybody wants to come back and kind of be part of a community again.
We love that. We're going to dive into the schedule a little bit later, but you can always count on the festival to get the conversation started with compelling social impact films and Q&As. Refugee, environmental sustainability, social inequities, human trafficking, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, LGBTQA plus rights, and other topics that are affecting our world and our communities. So in kind of talking about that, let's talk about this partnership that you guys have, because this is amazing. So this partnership started this year. How did it come about?
Well, it was really me. So the Women's Museum of California, we've been around for almost 40 years. We've had a Women's Film Festival of our own for about 8 years and doing pretty well, but during the pandemic, we started to rethink, where do we want to go next? Now, Tanya has been part of our festival for many years. She would serve on our panels and very supportive, and our dream was, shouldn't we come together? Let's not compete. I mean, there's that sisterhood anyway, right?
Right.
So I said, hey, Tanya, why don't we pull our two festivals together? We can attract both audiences, the museum audience and your audience, and do it even bigger. And so that's what we're doing this year.
That's amazing. And for the viewers that don't know about the museum, I know about it. We've done events there. It's fabulous. You are one of the only museums that celebrate women's history and culture, right?
That's
in California.
Right. One of only 5 brick and mortar museums in the country, and the only one here in California. And we're located in Southeast San Diego. We were in Liberty Station for almost 10 years, and we just moved to this new place. But it's so cool. It's cool because this is not your mother's museum, right? Come down, touch things, play around with things, and commune with other women. It's just a fabulous experience.
I love it. And let's talk about the film series, right? Because there's several films that you guys are going to be showcasing. So can you tell us a little bit about the films? I think today we're going to dive into 3 of them that we're going to talk about. I think The Rebellious Life of Miss Rosa Parks we're going to talk about.
Yes, yeah. Well, what we decided to do is, once we came in and all the curation was done, it was to look at 10 films that we wanted to designate as the Women's Film Series, which runs during the course of the festival. And so, you know, we were so excited to really showcase. I mean, there are women who are foreign films as well as documentaries as well as features. And, you know, and I have to say, you know, I felt so honored when you called me and we talked, and you kind of, I don't even think you finished your sentence, and I said yes.
Yes, you did.
I said yes because I love the idea of women supporting women. I mean, I think that's one thing that women need to do in order for us to really kind of get up and over of this. We can't see it as, you know, if I win, you lose,
That's
or if you
right.
win, I lose.
And I really
lift each
trusted
other
your
up.
curation. I have to say that. The kinds of films that you've chosen would be exactly the kind of films that our followers would be looking for. So you did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, and what I thought was interesting is we want to close the gender gap in Hollywood, right? That's a big thing too when it comes to producing these movies. And I think you had said that women make up 50.8% of the US population. That's a stat. But 4.2% of the 100 top grossing American films are made by female directors. And that hasn't changed for like a decade.
Right.
That's staggering to me.
Yeah, we have work to do.
Right, we have a lot of work. So you guys are doing a lot of work.
Well, you know what?
It's helping.
It's a great way to be able to show and remind everybody. Now, there are a lot of things that are happening in the industry. Like I see on a daily basis, I read in the trades, and I see so many more key executive positions being taken by women, and also women in the writer's room. And that's what it needs. It needs bottom up and it needs top down.
So you are seeing a shift.
Absolutely.
That's so
but
great.
More women of color, too.
and more women
Yes.
of color,
Yes.
absolutely. But it's going to take a while. But so we can't stop.
We got to keep our foot on the pedal.
Right. Right.
We got to keep charging forward. Okay, so there's so many of the films, and obviously you guys have to go so you can see these films, but let's talk about a few of them. So The Rebellious Life of Miss Rosa Parks, we were kind of talking about that, and you were saying you're going to learn about
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody thinks of Rosa Parks as this demure little church lady sitting on the bus, taking up a seat. But she was really a radical.
Yeah.
I mean,
She
her
was
life.
fiery.
She was fiery,
Yep.
and you know, she didn't get the recognition that she deserved. I don't want to give away the documentary.
Right.
She didn't get the recognition that she deserved, but in the end, she got her flowers. I mean, people really recognized the impact she made to the civil rights movement.
Yep.
And this documentary is very well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exciting. I can't wait. Okay, so then we're going to talk about another one, which I think is going to really start a conversation. Exit, A Journey Out of the Heart of Human Trafficking, which is obviously a huge issue.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. It's the sex industry in Spain.
You know what? It was a shocking film, and I've watched a lot of films on sex and human trafficking, and it was really shocking to see how they groom, how they pull women in from other countries, you know, and lure them in with the thought of, okay, you've got a job for 6 weeks, you're going to make so much money, everything is taken care of, and then now they're in, they can't get out. And it is really frightening. I mean, the statistics are unbelievable. You know, San Diego ranks number 13 in the country in terms of sex and human trafficking, and they say that the overall revenue from sex and human trafficking is close to outdoing illegal drugs, which is astounding.
Well, and I pulled some numbers too, because you know I love my stats. These are from 2017, but there's 24.9 million people that are forced into labor for trafficking. 3.8 adults, it's sex trafficking. Now 71% of them are women.
Right.
You know, we have to do
That's
something
crazy.
about that.
I know.
But the film really humanizes the women too. I mean, we don't want to get into shock, and I didn't feel sorry for them as much as I wanted to do something about the issue. And I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
Well, and I have to ask you, because your focus on the festival is human trafficking, right? So there's a partnership with Authentic ID and All for Humanity Alliance.
Yeah, Authentic ID is really one of the top cyber companies that actually tracks down the human trafficking predators.
Wow.
And All for Alliance is a nonprofit in order to bring people together to raise money for it. Now, specifically what they do, which I think is amazing, is it's an entire education program, because they're educating industries who can be around people who are trafficked, and it's as in airline, hotel, but here's the nurses, but also hair salons and nail salons.
Oh,
That's where we tell our stories,
interesting.
right?
That's what everyone.
Yes.
So
that's
it's
where
therapy.
It's
It's for
therapy.
them to be
Spilling
able,
the tea.
It's for them to be able to identify that someone's been brought there
Wow.
to make them look good, and they're actually being trafficked, and it's very difficult to get out, and that's what this film really
So
explores.
it's kind of like the clues and things to look for so
Yes.
that they could report
Right.
and go back.
Yep.
That's amazing. Wow. Well, I think it's such a it's something we're all dealing with, so I'm really glad that you're bringing this to the forefront. So we're excited about that. And then we are going to talk about another one, With This Breath I Fly, right? That's another
You
part
know
of the
what?
series.
This is a really heartbreaking film, but what it shows is repression of women around the world. So what is something that's happening today, and you know, and it's out of Afghanistan, and basically it's these women who are imprisoned for having sex out of marriage, when in fact they were actually raped by family members.
But they're the one in jail,
But they're the ones in jail.
Wow.
not
Oh
the
my
perpetrator.
gosh.
Yeah.
And so it is heartbreaking, but it's a reminder, you know, we live here, and this is happening today, and this is something that we need to
And it's a very
take look at.
patriarchal society.
Right.
And women are being punished, you know, and at rates that, you know, never unheard of.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, and I want to talk about some of the qualifications real quick on this too, right? Because there's 2 out of 3 key roles had to be done by a woman
Right.
to be in this series, right?
Directed or produced or written.
Yep.
Directed,
That's
produced, or
amazing.
written. Yeah.
I love that. Well, we're so excited, you guys. So this is going to be such a great partnership, and we can't wait to see everything. I mean, obviously, you always do such a good job of curating the movies too, because I know it's hard. I mean, I think every year I say, how many submissions did you have? And I think it's 82 countries that you get submissions from. So it's like I don't even know how you pick.
But they're not all really serious. There's some rom-coms in there, aren't there?
There are a few. There are a few.
There's some fun things.
And I always try to balance it out. Yes,
Sure.
we always tackle important social issues, but I always try to balance it out and give people some fun things to
Yeah,
watch.
films are fun.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Machine Gun Kelly is coming. So I have to say what I'm excited about. I mean, obviously, I'm excited about all the movies, but I love Colton Baker, and I think Taurus is his newest drama, right? And so he's actually getting an award.
Yeah, we're giving him an award on right after the screening and right before I do the Q&A with him.
That's amazing. And you haven't announced the celebrities that are coming for the tribute yet.
Not yet, but we're
Okay.
close.
Stay close. We can't wait. And we'll be there, and hopefully we get to talk to Machine Gun Kelly. That's on my list. So, okay, so give us the scoop on what we can expect this year. So the blueprint is out, the schedule.
Yeah.
What can we expect?
You know what? One thing I think everyone's going to really enjoy is just the kind of coming back to the community. And I think, you know, we're going to be back at Balboa Park for opening night. We're going to be seeing Armageddon Time with Anthony Hopkins, Jeremy Strong, and Anne Hathaway.
Wow.
So that's going to be a great start. But I think it really is about, we'll be back in theaters, which we haven't been in the last couple of years, and I think
We can get dressed up.
we can get dressed up, and we can sit in the VIP lounge, have a glass of wine, and talk with people. And I think we've all missed that.
Well, and you guys are at the Conrad Presby's Performing Arts Center,
Yes.
right? I love that space.
That's Night of the Stars
Yeah.
tribute, gorgeous space, and that'll be a fun evening.
Right, and then we've got Friday. We've got Friday through Sunday is the in-person screenings and the virtual online screenings, right?
Right.
And I wanted to say that it's access to 5 days of on-demand screenings.
That's right. So you can
If you
watch.
wanna watch it on
You
demand.
can watch all week, and we have Culinary Cinema.
Right. Okay. So Culinary Cinema. Let's talk about this one.
Food and films.
I know. I mean, who doesn't love a glass of champagne,
Right.
food,
Right.
and wine? So what I do is I always curate a film on food, and everybody has to have a glass of champagne to go in the theater. They watch the film, and then we invite 6 chefs from San Diego, and they make a dish inspired by the film.
Okay.
And so all the chefs before the film plays, they talk about the dish, and then afterwards we'll do a Q&A with the filmmakers, and then everybody goes out and has some food tastings and some wine pairings, and it's a lovely Sunday
That sounds amazing. And this is at Westfield, UTC.
at Westville, yeah.
And we'll have everything up on the website too. We'll have the schedule, and obviously you can go to stfilmfestival.com and they'll have everything on their schedule too. And you guys were so great. You're going to give us some discounts for our viewers.
Yes,
on
absolutely.
packages.
I want people to come out.
Yay! So we're running these now, and we'll have them on the website. But you guys, we've got 10% off for the passes. Weekend Fest Pass Package 2022 Weekend Pulse 10, and then VIP Pass Package 2022 VIP Pulse 10. So get your tickets now because they can sell out quick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So tell me before we go, what are you guys the most excited about? I mean, I think when it comes to the festival, is there anything in particular you could maybe, I don't know, give us a tip to maybe attending, or like what you're I know you're most excited about being in person again.
I am.
But we have some good panel discussions too.
We've got some great
So
panel
tell us
discussions.
about-
Absolutely.
We're going to have, when is ours? On the Saturday?
Saturday.
On Saturday. We're going to get together and talk about some of those women's films.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's right there probably in the reception area. Stroll by and join in the conversation.
Right.
So it's really bumping into other filmmakers and having a deep discussion about really what's going on in the industry right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how many panel discussions do you have? Is it pretty much based on...
Well, we're gonna have the women's panel, which is
Okay.
going to be kind of an extended one, and that's
Okay.
when we're going to talk. We're going to have female filmmakers
Yeah,
on there.
Wow.
moderate-
Sandra Moss is going to
yeah.
moderate it.
Yeah, you know Sandra.
Well, yeah, and she's been doing this, everything at your place too, where she's interviewing the women.
Yeah, the trailblazing
Yeah.
women.
Right.
So, yeah, she's a great moderator.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so great. Well, you guys, we're so excited. We can't wait. And then you also are having some fabulous events on your website too.
Oh yeah, always.
You guys are always doing amazing
yeah,
things.
we just had our Women's Equality Day Festival and the Crafting Feminism exhibit that's open right now. It'll be open until May, but come on by right now, right? Wait, right?
Well, you can do tours, right?
You can
That's
do
what I was going to
tours.
ask.
Come by and do tours and tours of Balboa Park to learn about the women who made Balboa Park. So we're alive and doing well.
We love it, and we're going to host an event there soon. So
You
stay
better.
tuned for that. We've already talked about it. So you can go to womensmuseumca.org for more information. They have a calendar. You can go to sdfilmfest.com for getting your passes. And I just want to thank you, ladies, for being here and for everything that you're doing in the community.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We love it. All right, you guys. So that's going to do it for our episode today. I do want to shout out to Luis from The Taste of Rancho Santa Fe. He's going to be here next week giving us the scoop on that event that's happening in October. We love that every year. So stay tuned for that. And be nice to each other out there, you guys. Be safe. Get your passes. And we'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. Bye.